All right, everybody, welcome back. Today we're going to be talking about addition and subtraction with real numbers. And here we got this number line set up, and that'll come in handy as we work through some of the examples later on, as well as we discuss some of these properties that are true for real numbers when you're adding and subtracting. So these properties are pretty straightforward once you get the hang of it, but they're important to know when you're starting out, just so you can set that good foundation. So the first property we're going to talk about is what's called the commutative property. And all this really says is that the order in which you add the two numbers doesn't matter, like when you're adding. So a plus b is the same as b plus a, which we'll use some real numbers. So let's say 3 plus 2 is equal to 5, and 2 plus 3 is also equal to 5. And we know this because, so we have our number line here. So we'll start with 3, and then plus 2, so we move to the right 2, is 5. And now down here we'll start with 2, plus 3, 1, 2, 3, is 5. So that's the commutative property, and again, it just lets you know, no matter the order you add them in, you're going to receive the same answer. So next we'll move on to the associative property. All this states is that the way in which you group numbers with addition does not matter as long as you're adding all of them. So here you can see we got a plus b plus c is equal to a plus b plus c. And we can show this is true with, say, 1 plus 2 plus 3. So we know this is going to be, so we'll start at 1. So 1 plus 2 is 3, plus another 3 would be 6. So we'd have 6 out here. So 1 plus 2 is 3, plus 3 would be 6. Okay, so now we have 1 plus 2 plus 3. So again, we'll start at 1, plus the quantity, 2 plus 3 is going to be 5. So it's 1 plus 5, we know, is 6. Here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And here we have the identity property. And all this states is that any number plus 0 is equal to itself. And this is pretty straightforward, like 6 plus 0 is going to be equal to 6, because you start at 6, but you're not going anywhere. You're adding 0, so it's still equal to 6. And now for the final property is what's known as the inverse property. And this is, the whole idea of this is that any number plus its opposite is going to be equal to 0. So let's say we got 4 plus a negative 4 is going to be equal to 0, and we could show that this is true on the number line here. So we'll start at 4 plus a negative 4, which means you work left, be 1, 2, 3, 4, bring it right back to 0. So yeah, let's work on some examples. I'll rip this page out so we have the number line to work with as we make our way through these problems. All right, so we'll start off with a simple one up here. A negative 11 plus 3. So think about the number line. So negative 11 would be like way over here. And all you're doing is adding 3. So negative 11 plus 3 would be 8. And so I don't know if I made this clear enough in the beginning, but all you're doing when you're adding numbers is just moving either left or right on this number line. So for example, let's just say you start off with a 0 plus 3. You're going to go 0, 1, 2, 3 is equal to 3. And same with subtraction, where if let's say you start at 4 but you want to subtract 2, that's going to be equal to 2, because you'll go 1, 2 to the left because you're subtracting and receive -2. Or you'll receive +2, sorry. So let's do some addition with negative numbers involved. So example 2 here, we have 5 plus a -10. So you might be thinking to yourself, oh, 5 plus, we want to move to the right, but this is a negative number, so you're adding on a negative number, which means you're moving it to the left, because this negative sign will just get rid of this addition symbol. So this would really equal 5 minus 10, which is then equal to -5. Because again, you start at 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We'll leave you at -5, your final answer. We'll move on to a little more complicated problem here with so -13 plus 5. So you start at -13, move up 5 will give you -8 plus 7, which then equals -8 plus 7. Again, you're moving to the right, will give you -1. All right, so then another long one here. So we got -2.6 plus a -3.4. Like we said on that number 2 up here, this would be equal to -2.6 minus 3.4 plus 7.6, which is equal to -6 plus 7.6. So then moving to the right from -6, so get the number line here. So we'll say -6 would be like out here. So -6 plus 7.6. So we'll go out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then 0.6 would leave you with 1.6 as your final answer. And that'll do for the addition examples. We'll move on to some subtraction down here. So similar to what we have up here with, adding a negative number is really just subtracting. Well, down here, subtracting a negative is really adding. So here, this will turn into 13 plus 5, which is equal to 18 because you're moving to the right. So this is true because you have, so let's another example, we'll do 3 minus a -2 for example here. So you start at 3, and now you're going to want to subtract. So you might be thinking to yourself, okay, I'll move left 2, but that's not the case because you're subtracting a negative, so you have to move it to the right. So 3 minus 2, or 3 minus -2 is really 5. And again, this is equal to, same as writing 3 plus 2. That's just something like teachers will do to test your thinking and make you really think critically on quizzes and tests. And so we'll just run through a couple more examples here. So 10 minus 3. So start at 10, go back 3. We'll give you 7 for your final answer. Similar, you start at 6 here. 6 minus 2, 1, 2. We'll give you a final answer of 4. And here we got a -3. So, we start at -3. Minus a 5 will bring you back 5 places, so I'll bring you to -8. And that'll be our last example for addition and subtraction. Big takeaways are just visualizing the number line in your head. If you're having trouble with this, you can just draw a quick number line for yourself. But I think once you get the idea and really understand the concept of what we're doing when we're adding numbers and subtracting numbers from each other, that it'll all make more sense. and the number line is just a good way to start and keep yourself in check when you're first starting out. So thanks for watching this video. If it helped you out on your homework or something, feel free to like, subscribe. It really helps the channel out. Have a nice day.